Senator Ted Cruz issuing a warning to Republicans saying they could see a bloodbath in the midterms next year if they fail on tax reform and health care. This is former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon predicts a big win for President Trump in 2020.
President Trump's not only going to finish this term, he's going to win with 400 electoral votes in 2020.
Wow, what a prediction. So what do the races look like today? Join us right now with a look into his crystal ball, the director of the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia. You know him, you love him. It's Larry Sabato. Larry, good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve.
What do you make of Steve Bannon's prediction that President Trump will be reelected with 400 electoral votes?
Steve, there are four possibilities. President Trump will be reelected overwhelmingly. President Trump will be reelected by a little. President Trump will lose by a little. President Trump will lose by a lot. You pick the one that makes you the happiest. We're more than 3 years away from the election. I mean, it's a bold prediction. It's free speech. People are allowed to do whatever they want, but I think it's a little bit early, don't you think?
Well, then, if it's too early to be talking about 2020, let's talk about 2017 and the 2018 and the midterms. Right now, given the fact that Republicans have not been able to get a doggone thing really through the U.S. Senate, doesn't look good for them, does it?
Yes, except that it is a little less than 13 months ahead of the 2018 elections. You know, Senator Cruz said there'd be a bloodbath. Actually, he was saying if the Republicans don't get some accomplishments, there'll be a bloodbath. He's probably right on that. Other senators have said the very same thing. But they've got a year to produce, and tax reform is their best shot. So that could change the picture. And these are politicians. They know how quickly the ground shifts.
Sure, absolutely. Well, let's just imagine, if you will, for a moment, if the midterms were tomorrow, Democrats need to pick up a bunch in the House and a number in the Senate. What are the possibilities of that?
I think Democrats would gain seats in the House, but not enough to take it over. They need 24 shifts. It doesn't sound like much. You got a 435-seat House, but it actually is a lot given the way the lines are drawn and given the power of incumbency. So I don't think they'd take over the House, and in the Senate, Republicans would actually add seats. Why is that? Because Republicans only have 9 seats on the ballot, and only 2 of them in Arizona and Nevada are actually vulnerable. The Democrats have 25 seats on the ballot. 10 of those Democratic seats are in states Trump carried, sometimes by as much as 25 points. So the Democrats have much more at risk than the Republicans do. That's not to say Republicans couldn't blow it if they don't pass something substantial.
Well, right now, the quarterback on the Republican team is President Donald Trump. I know you have had some critical things to say in the past number of months, but looking politically at the possibility that he would be reelected, we're not going to do that. But how is he doing his job in your estimation right now?
I would say, Steve, that he's about where he was on Election Day. Yes, I know polls have him in the 30s, but we're having the same problem with polling now, in my view, that we had before the election last November. He's underrated in the polls. He does better on Election Day. And don't forget, there are 2 parties involved. The Democrats have, at our count, 32 people either running or considering running. And, you know, that's a lot of people. And, you know, somebody great could be nominated and somebody awful could be nominated.
Stay tuned. All right. Larry, you're great. Thank you very much for joining us today from Virginia.